Hey guys, it's Don here from Illinois Sasquatch, and I came out here on a rainy day. We've had some good weather, but this weekend was busy. A lot of people trekking through the terrain that I normally go through. Right now it's raining. I have a plastic bag over my camera. I don't know if you can hear my audio, but I just wanted to let you know that if it appears rainy, I've got water drops on my lens probably. I probably have rain on my lens, but I got the bag over most of my camera to keep it waterproof, and we're just going to proceed. I had some crows just following me a minute ago. I'm on a trail in another park I'll refer to as State Park M, and the reason I do this is I don't give the actual name of the state park. I don't want a flood of people coming out here when I find evidence. I respect the big hairy guys, the forest people, whatever the forest people, as some people refer to them as. They're human beings like us. I respect them. I don't like to draw attention to them. If I'm in an area where there's evidence and I do hear sounds, I won't proceed to follow them. I'll generally respect them. Of course, I want the ideal sighting from a distance where there's no challenges, but not everything's ideal. And I'm more searching for the evidence of Sasquatch, and if I get that magic picture, that's fine. I'll show it. Hope you guys are getting all this. I got my audio, my speaker covered, or my microphone covered, and that's a plastic you'll see over my lens. Sorry about that. So I'm going to proceed ahead, and hopefully this video is not too shaky. And I've got showing about 2 hours of film time on this battery right now. So we're going to proceed through this area, and I just want to show you the area I'm walking through. Proceed ahead. These are tracks from horse and deer that come through this area, mostly horses. A lot of horse trails in the area I'm in. But as I was saying earlier, the reason I give a letter designation to these state parks is I don't want to advertise on my YouTube channel the areas I'm hiking through, so then there's an abundance of people just pouring into this area. I believe these creatures, these cryptids, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them, are they're trying to stay out of contact. They don't want contact with humans. I believe they don't. They don't advertise your whereabouts, and they will at some point say you've gone far enough, and you will get a whoop or a noise or a stick knocks or warnings. And I don't encourage people to do that. So I try to go into an area without putting pressure on them. I found signs of them, and no matter what people think, I do not hunt Bigfoot. I do not pursue them. I make this abundantly clear. Now here's a good example of deer beds right here. I just want to tell people right there is a clear spot, small enough for a small buck, button buck, and there's a couple more spots over here where apparently they were sitting. If you look at the weed cover around it, then this flat spot right there, there's one right next to it, and then there's one I'm standing in right here. So it's still sprinkling. I got my camera covered, keep it waterproof, and we'll keep heading out on the trail here. Here's a little path that breaks through the weed cover here. I like filming structure, but I also look in areas where there are no structure where they're known to pass through from one area to another. And so that's where the evidence to me is important, just as important as the areas where there is a lot of structure. And I think they're very prolific in hiding their whereabouts, and where they're common, those areas, even in the Midwest. I don't know about out west or in Vermont, but in this area, their domiciles or areas they frequent are well hidden. Areas that I would call a domicile or a habitat where they live. Okay, we're gonna walk up my back trail and I'll show you the area I just walked through before I turn the camera on. And with the rain coming through, I don't want to get my camera too soaking wet. I'll have to wipe my lens off when I get back. I didn't bring my lens cloth with me. Those are the crows. I hope you guys can pick this up. I just want to show you something. Areas that are cleared out with plenty of activity. Right here, it's sort of like an area that I could actually walk through as long as I duck under all this brush, but it's all flattened out under here. So I just want to mention this is a good area for staying out of bad weather and rain. And it is raining right now. It's overcast today. It's been raining on and off since early this morning. So since about 4 or 5 a.m. Haven't seen any significant structure, no tree bends. I've seen some what could appear to be as questionable leans. Now if I look over here, like I said, there's a forked lean right there. See if I can zoom in on it. Yeah, the fork's right up there on that debarked piece of timber, that lean right there. And I've been followed too by crows ever since I got here. Don't know what to make of it. Some people do. I'm still learning and still in the speculative stages because I don't know. You know, crows will alert on you if you're in a field of hunting and there's in an area there are no Sasquatches, and crows will home in on you and warn and make will caw and call out. They're known to have a scout, a social structure, and the scouts will warn the rest of the crows that you're in the area. So I don't like to prescribe that, oh, they're, you know, I'm not saying they don't, but they may necessarily warn Bigfoot, but I think sometimes just common sense, they warn each other. Some people have claimed, scientists have claimed that crows have the intelligence of a 8 to 12-year-old child. And he's making a lot of racket over there. Yeah, I'm going to put my camera away. Even with the bag on it, I got raindrops all over my display. Here's where all the hedge balls are, guys. The hedge ball's dropping off this tree. Here's a hedge ball tree. Looks like a tree fit for a, I guess, a haunted forest, a witch's tree, or whatever they might call it. It's very thorny, and it has intertwined branches, and you can see the hedge balls are everywhere. There's one trapped in the branches. Either fell there or was placed there, but who knows. Just to show you how tangled these branches are. Actually, this is a leaner right here, laying on the ground. Actually, not a leaner. That's actually a branch from a small hedge ball shrub. But hedge balls can be mistaken for bows and arches because they naturally bow and curve and bend and create like a hollowed out effect underneath the tree, as you can see in there. And it looks like that was a lightning strike at the base of the tree right there. If I can home in on it. Yeah. So these trees don't get very tall, but I'd say a big brushy hedge ball tree can get up to 40, 50 feet. Generally they don't in the Midwest. Here's a flooded creek that's generally dry, I would think. I haven't been down here ever, and I'm going to say, just by the look of it, it's probably dry 99% of the time. I'm going to have to walk around. Soft enough to look for prints today. I did see deer and horse prints, but generally during the rain they don't allow horses on the trail during when it's wet. Apologize for the raindrops on my camera lens, guys. I hope you guys can see the landscape fairly well through the raindrops. That's where it came from. That's my back trail. As you can see, it curves around to the right. is still sprinkling, not too bad. Took the plastic bag off my camera. It's stopped sprinkling for now. More hedge balls right here. A ton more of them here. A lot of leaf litter. Ton of hedge balls. And there's the hedge ball tree. This whole shoulder's covered with them. Look at this, guys. Hedge apples, or hedge balls as they're called. Friggin' everywhere. Generally poisonous and toxic, but there's seeds in them that are edible. And squirrels, and I would think other animals would survive on the seeds from hedge balls. There's some right there. If the sun was out, they come out really bright green. To cross again. It's the creek I crossed on the way in. You see the tracks from horses and deer where the tracks have flooded out. Like right there. Track right in front of the hedge ball. There's another one right there. Apparently when it was dry the last couple days, people had their horses out here and they were walking their horses through here, riding their horses through here. Yeah, this is basically a hedge ball forest. It's a higher tree line here, ringed with hedge ball trees, all the way into the interior, up and down this trail. And that's where I was attempting to cross downhill there. Downhill toward that creek. I tried to cross right over there, which is probably a 30 to 25 foot drop into that ravine. Someone could be standing in that ravine, you'd never see it. And then giant hedge ball tree right there. Probably 40 feet tall, at least 45 feet tall. Very viney tree. there in front of me, as I turn to my right off this trail I'm walking down, there's an opening. It looks like a game trail, right, going right through this opening right here. Headed downhill. Back there appears to be some craziness going on. Possible leaners back there. Walnuts and hedge balls everywhere. Also, there appears to be a leaner right here too. Just that I picked that up right away walking ahead down this trail. Goes right up into this tree. So you guys understand this. It's a little rainy today, so the lighting isn't going to be perfect because it's overcast. Actually, those are two leaners. There's one right next to it, right there, going straight up, almost vertical. It's a leaner, and then there's one behind it going at an angle. So let's walk in a ways without getting hung up on these multiflorals and see what we got. There it is. It was only about 25-30 feet off the trail. That's an old one. Leaned into that sapling. And there's this one leaned into the tree behind it. Right here. Leaned into the tree behind it, way up there. I'm going to get out of this bramble and multifloral roses. I don't get hung up in here. I'm back, guys. I automatically shut my camera down. Well, actually it was by accident. Automatically accident. So we're back filming again, and as I'm walking out of this trail, there's another potential leaner right there. Coming up through the leaves. Right there. Going overhead above the trail I'm standing on. I'm going to go to the right. There's a Y in this trail. I either go left or right. So we'll go down here and take a look. And it stopped raining. I'm going to head back to the truck. Hopefully these two clips will be uploaded. I may or may not merge them, but we will see. There's a trail right in there too. Going back under this forked branch laid over a trail. You know, that almost looks like it's used to divert deer from going down this trail, so they're forced to go around. And I'm sure I'm sure Bigfoot set deer traps. They funnel them and guide them to certain areas. There's another trail right around the base of this tree here. Starting right here, going right into the base of the tree and to the right of it. It goes, sneaks around the tree right over here. Continues in. It's so wet in there, guys, I'm not going to try to even bushwhack today. I got a waterproof jacket on, that's about it. I don't want to push it and get soaking wet. Don't want to be sick. Some craziness going on right there. Almost like a makeshift X right here, right below that branch. Very eerie in here today with the overcast, no sunshine, and it's about 52 degrees. So it's got a ways to go before it gets a lot colder. Right in there, another game trail penetrates through the brush here. Right in there. That trail goes downhill to a bottoms. Right through there is the opening to that bottoms or low lying area. Just doing some deep zooms. Edge of a fence post, corner of a fence post. Apparently this might have been an area where they tied off horses. Big giant lane past it also. Right out there. Well, guys, I'm going to head back to my truck, and I'll continue filming right now. I just interested to see what we have here. This is the first time I've been to this location at Park M. Big uprooted tree right here. Debarked. Looks like it fell over here some time ago. And don't think for once, guys, that they don't use downed trees in any natural deadfall as to their opportunity to make nests. Use as blinds, use definitely as shelters, maybe just temporary shelters or just a way to block their to camouflage themselves. But there's enough hedge trees in this area to do that also. Okay, we're coming up on some really loud, must be a few hundred or maybe 1,000 birds up here. Go pick this up on my audio. Pretty loud. Oh yeah. Way back there, birds everywhere. They've obviously taken cover because of the storm that went through here earlier today, the rainstorm. Another example of a pretty tall, 50-foot tall hedgehog tree right here. Excuse me. Oh, all of a sudden the birds quieted down. And here come the crows. Well, guys, check you later. I'm going to sign off for now, and maybe we'll pick this up later on in another location. Bye-bye.